is... Now, there is the irony in me saying this, because obviously season 11 is going to be a very dull season because it's the build up to the Commonwealth arc. But I personally think that season 11 should just... It should minimalise the build up to the big kickoff. The Commonwealth arc, I have done a bit of digging on what the Commonwealth arc consists of, and in terms of the comic books, the Commonwealth arc is the last is actually the final arc of the Walking Dead comic books. It's the last one. It ends with Rick dying. In terms of the big events, because of course with the Whisper arc we had the Pike scene, Alpha's death, Beta dying. We had so many different moments throughout All Out War, the Whisper War. The Commonwealth War is going to be very different, because the only big things that happen in the comic books is Dwight's death and Rick's death. I personally think that the show is going to adapt those deaths. I hope it's not Daryl who takes Rick's death. I don't think it should be Daryl, but I don't want them to kind of just rip it right from the comic books. I don't know. I want them to kind of take their own approach to this, and not just foreshadowing Alexandria. We had one or two moments that was teasing the arrival of Alexandria to the Walking Dead show. I would love a season like that, where basically the group is just settling, just doing their own thing. Or not doing their own thing, but I don't really know. I want a season like season 5 or season 6. Season 6 is a very good example, because we had the wolves, we had so much things going on. Just a season like that where there's no overarching story, there's nothing big coming up, but we still get action. That's something I think the TV show, the show has really lacked on, especially in season 10. It's just we don't get enough going on. I think, we got the Alpha and Beta flashback episode, episode 2. I thought that was a decent episode, because Beta was badass in it. I don't like Alpha as a character, so I was quite glad when she died. So episodes surrounding Alpha I was never really a fan of, just because while Samantha Morton did a great job, I just hated Alpha. I despised that. I hated look. I just didn't like Alpha. Didn't like the way Alpha looked. The way Alpha looked, not Samantha Morton. I was just strongly
Alright,
go away. Strongly disliking of Alpha. A lot. I also the episode 3 I thought was a decent episode. The season 10. Episode 4 I thought was really good. Episode 5 and 6. Episode 4, 5 and 6 were the strongest ones of season 10. Season 10A. I thought 7 was okay. 8 was alright. Not the strongest mid-season finale. I thought it was better than... Oh, actually, no. It's about the mid-season premiere. My argument goes there. I thought the mid-season premiere for season 10 was better than the season 9 mid-season premiere. But other than that, I just... yeah. Right, this car's doing my head in now. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna get out. So yeah, Negan, I don't think Negan's gonna be involved in season 11 much. If at all, really. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan will probably... I don't think he'll leave the show, but he'll be given a extended break. Which I know, because of the virus, all of the actors are stuck in quarantine right now, or they're not working. Of course, they've not actually started filming season 11 yet, so everyone's going to be everyone's going to be like have a lot of time on their hands, probably getting scripts and stuff, learning their lines and stuff. I don't know. Well, yeah, probably that. But basically, like, sorry, my train of thoughts all over the place. But yeah, I genuinely think that we're gonna see not much of Negan this season, which does suck because Negan is one of my favorite characters in the show. I love Negan. I love him.
Hi there.
I think he is easily one of the best characters on the show, if not the best character on the show at the moment. But yeah. Stupid car's still stuck on there. It's really annoying. Right, what? I'll try and shoot the thing off. There you go. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see much of Negan, like I said. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan does deserve a break for what he's done this season. I think he was fantastic, and I believe him and Carol are in much deserving of a break. I don't think they should have much integral involvement to the overarching storyline of season 11. I think Carol had a lot to do in season 9. So did Negan. I think Daryl, he's going to have a lot to do, because effectively he is the main character of the show now. I think Negan, in the comic books, he just kind of goes to live on by himself after the fight with Beta. He just kind of leaves Alexandria, and he goes off to not really become a hermit, but just, you know, he goes independent. He just goes to live on his own. So I genuinely think that will happen. You know, a lot can happen in season 10 and 11. Like, personally, I think season 10 should end with, I know someone's gonna die, and I have death predictions for season 10. I just don't really want to think about it right now. I might talk about it, maybe, I don't know. But basically, I think Negan and Carol probably sit season 11. They'll still be in the show, but I don't think they'll have as much importance. If anything, Carol's involvement with the Commonwealth War will probably resemble her involvement to All Out War, the war between Rick Grimes and Negan, or you know, Alexandria versus the Saviors. You know, I genuinely think that's what the involvement will be, because I think it's slightly unrealistic. But Carol's involvement with Alpha was because, of course, Alpha killed Henry, and you know, it does make sense for Carol to kind of take center stage for season 12 or season 11.
I need you to vacate the premises.
Okay, I need to escape quite quickly. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Yeah.
Why, hello, how you doing? How can I help? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I ain't getting out of this one alive. No chance. Oh, okay, I died. Yeah. In terms of the new characters for season 11, I hope that they are. You know, we're gonna get the new villain, Pamela Milton. We'll get Pamela, her son Sebastian, who in the comics eventually is the one who kills Rick, which I think will be very exciting to kind of see how they adapt it. I don't. Yeah. I just want to point this out. The show has been kind of planned to continue for longer than the comics run did. Much longer. For example, the show, they want to, AMC have kind of teased that they want the show to go on for at least another 10 years, which yeah, it's understandable. So obviously that means once we get to the Commonwealth arc, once we end the Commonwealth arc, they will be into some new material. So obviously they want to take their original characters, as in Daryl Dixon, and hopefully some more new ones. I would like to see some more. I think I don't know if Virgil was oh great. Oh okay, that's, oh dear. Oh, I have a bounty on me. I think Virgil was a new character. I don't really know. But basically I think if the show does want to explore its own ideas with storylines, I think they should be using their own characters as well, like Daryl. Carol, while she was in the comic books, she died really early on in the comics. She had a very, very, very early death. I don't think she even made it past. I don't think she even made it to the prison. I might be mistaken on that. But yeah, so I consider Carol in the show as more of a original adaptation of the character, because of course she's lasted the longest. Yeah, she has lasted. Her and Daryl have lasted the longest on the show. You know what they did with Dante was a original approach. I think, yeah, I wholeheartedly think that the original storylines they do, with like, example CRM with the Rick Grimes movie, should be done with their original characters. Rick, he is, I would say he's quite different from his comic book counterpart, minus the hand, no pun intended. The comic book counterpart did lose his hand to the governor. Rick didn't in the show. It's like, but other than that, I do think they are quite different. I think they're different, really. Like, we had, well, actually no, it's kind of, I can't really compare the two, comic Rick and TV Rick. I wholeheartedly can't. But yeah, I don't really know. I personally think the show doesn't have much left in terms of original ideas. I think the CRM is sort of like the end game of the show. Rick reuniting with his family.
Hey,
Judith meeting Rick for the first time in years. RJ meeting Rick. Michonne coming back. I've said wholeheartedly a lot. I genuinely think that the CRM is kind of the show's end game, if that, in that sense. Like, personally, I don't think, yeah, if I was to give a rough estimate, if I was running a show, I would probably start to wrap things up in season 14, which is kind of like, yeah, season 14 is pretty much, you know, 3 obviously with everything that's going on, with the virus and all, it is I'd say about 3 years time. I would say the show has about 3 years left before. I think obviously we have the 3 Rick Grimes movies. So I personally think it would be smart to kind of wrap up. I think that they should play it out the way Star Wars did, by, you know, with the movies kind of acting like a prequel as to how Rick got back, or like telling the story of how Rick did get back to his family. But I think the movie should air after the show ends. Personally, say Rick reunites. The final scene of the show is Rick reunites with everyone. We get that theme. We get the "Tell It to the Frogs" or the family reunion theme from season 1. We see everyone back together, and the show ends. And then have the films kind of explain how Rick and Michonne got back to reunited, and then got back to the group, and kind of end the whole thing there. Personally, I think I think they should do 1 season, or no, 2 seasons of original ideas, much like Fear the Walking Dead. The whole thing is original because we don't have those characters in the main comic book series, like Althea, well, Madison, Travis. I know he's dead, but like, yeah, he was like the only character I liked from Fear, other than Morgan, of course, and Dwight. But I think the one original idea is the group leaving the Commonwealth or Alexandria, leaving to go and find Rick and Michonne. I'm not talking about season 11. I'm talking like season 13. I think like season 12, the end of the Commonwealth arc, we get that sad death, but then we also get the reveal, oh yeah, Rick's alive. And then season 13 is like, right, we are going to find Rick. And maybe you just don't do season 14, but do season 13. Have the final season of the show be the group looking for Rick. That way we'd be kind of bringing the story full circle, because they started the show on the road, if that makes sense. Like after Alexandria, they were on the road, got to the farm, on the road. The whole show has kind of revolved around them being on the road. I know for the past 5 seasons we actually have had a you know, everyone's settled down. You know, the past like 10 years, or past like 8 years on the show, they've all settled down. But at the same time, we've still had that back and forth traveling. They've been on the road to, you know, go to places. I think what they should kind of re-explore that idea to find Rick. You know, maybe even have Negan on the group that goes to look for Rick. And the group I would personally go with is, although it'd be very hard, because Maggie and Negan, of course, I would go Daryl, Carol, Aaron, if he doesn't die. Daryl, Carol, Aaron, Judith, Negan, Maggie, and that's it. You know, as much as I love Ezekiel, I think he's gonna die. I'm sorry. I think Ezekiel's a goner. Alden, I think he'll die. Pointless character in my opinion. I like the actor who played him. I just thought the characters were very dull and boring. RJ, I think, will go as well, because, you know, I think they should do not another big time jump like 5-6 years, but maybe like a year time jump, just to kind of show how long Michonne's been on the road, how long they've actually been looking for Rick, because that would be a big indicator as to like how long things are going on. Time is passing, because like one of the things which really annoys me in the show, I hate looking at the show timeline, because I honestly think from season 1 to season 1 episode 1 to season 9 episode 5, they say about 4 years has passed. I don't think that's enough time. I think from season 1 up until season 3 is about, oh, it is a year. Season 4 is kind of taking it up to the 2-year mark. Season 5, come on, look at Rick. Look at the group's beards, for example. Rick's beard especially. Like, his beard is huge. You know, I know people who probably take about 2 years to grow a beard that big. It's like, I genuinely think that Rick, you know, Rick alone, he kind of showed how long the series evolved, and plus, in season 9, Judith was quite old. Well, before Rick left, Judith was getting quite old. Maybe she was about 4, which meant the whole thing was 5 years, because of course Judith was born within the first year of the apocalypse. So if she's about 4, that means the whole thing's been going on for about 5 years. I would personally even say she's 5, because of the I would personally say she's 5 years old, because she can walk, she can run, she can speak, sort of. Yeah, she can speak. I mean, she wasn't fluent or anything. I would say she's even 5, which meant that like the whole thing would have lasted 6 years at least. I just don't. I disagree with the overall timeline of the show. I don't think, you know, like, personally, I don't like the thought of Rick being away from Daryl and Michonne for longer than the amount of years he actually knew them, like, prior to him leaving. I just think, oh yeah, I've been away from these people I met a couple of years ago. I've been away from them longer than I've actually known them. Like, yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know. There's some things I just genuinely disagree on with the show, and also I think the showrunners could have really had a lot more to say on that. Like like, I honestly believe that Angela Kang could kind of put in a bit of clarity, or maybe not Angela Kang, but Angela Kang, because she came in when we got the time jump. That's when her reign truly began, because of course Scott Gimple was involved in the exit of Rick Grimes. So yeah, right, this bounty's on me and I don't like it. I don't like this bounty. But yeah, what do you guys think of season 10 so far? I have loved season 10, but looking back, I did realise how much I disliked some of the episodes. I did mention before, I thought the season 10 premiere was alright. I thought it was not as good as season 9 in my opinion. I just loved the Washington DC run the group went on. I love that. But at the same time, the Oceanside thing, the meteor, the satellite, that was amazing. I'm so proud of the show for kind of taking that approach, because we've never got it before. So I thought it was really special. It was really cool. It's just wow. But at the same time, the group finally going to Washington DC, which is where Abraham wanted to go. Seeing them all finally go there, it felt. I don't think it can be beaten. I just don't think that moment can be beaten. And of course, we see Rick and the Savior, Rick going to the Sanctuary. I thought, you know, the first 5 episodes of season 9 are my favourite episodes in the whole TV show. I'm like, oh my god, it just made me realise how much I loved Rick Grimes and how much I'm just gonna miss him. Andrew Lincoln's performance in those 5 episodes were amazing. But yeah, back to season 10. I think, yeah, the first episode of season 10 was very good. The second episode, I mainly cared about Beta. I thought Beta's origin was far more interesting than Alpha's. I loved Beta in season 10. He was a beast, especially in episode 10, which I'll talk about in a bit. Episode 3 I thought was okay. I did like the face-off between Carol and Alpha. It kind of like set the tone of their feud, in my opinion. I think a lot of it did kind of put a lot of things into perspective, like how it is straight beef now between Carol and Alpha. I did really like that scene. Episode 4 I thought was alright. I loved the Michonne and Ezekiel scene. And also the Lydia beatdown. I mean, I love Lydia, I really do. Like, Cassie McClincy is kind of like a celebrity crush in my eyes. She's a bit, yeah. She's kind of like one of my celebrity crushes. But like, I did love how Negan stepped in, and then we got the confirmation that Daryl and Negan didn't fight. I mean, of course, Daryl did punch Negan in. He punched him again in episode 14. Yeah, look at the flowers. Which, yeah, I've already spoke about that one, I think, in a past stream. But yeah, I don't think gameplay is actually recording right now, which I'm not too bothered about. But at the same time, I'm just going to cut the stream if it is, because I don't really have the patience. Yeah, episode 4 was good. Episode 5 was great. I loved episode 5. Oh, okay, no, the stream broadcast is actually playing. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, that's good. I need to get back into LA Noire, man. I really do. I really need to get back into LA Noire. But yeah, there you go. Episode 6 I thought was funny. Negan and the Whisperers, I thought that was great. 7, it's alright, okay. Episode 8 was not bad, but at the same time it wasn't really the greatest. I thought they ruined the moment where Daryl punches Dante. The shot they did, it was horrible. The punch looked so weak, pummeling Dante. And I also think it should have been more than one punch, in my opinion. I mean, he killed Sadiq, and he tried to kill Rosita and Coco. Daryl really should have smacked Dante a bit harder. And again, if not harder, then again, come on. But nah, Gabriel was the hero of that episode, because he gave Dante the... Yeah, that was awesome. I loved that. Really did love that. Episode 9 I thought was just very powerful. I still hope Connie's alive. I really hope Connie's alive. I hope she comes back in season 10 the season finale, season 10 finale. If Lauren Ridloff's dead, if Connie's dead, then I'm going to be so disappointed, because I am a Donnie. I am for Donnie. You know, I am not one for shipping characters. I don't, that doesn't appeal to me. I think, let the characters fall in love with who they want to fall in love with. I don't think us as fans should have hissy fits just because one character is coupled up. I mean, look at Daryl, for goodness sake. He's not had any relationships in the show, but I do think Connie would be good for Daryl. I genuinely think that. So yeah, episode 9 was amazing. Episode 10, episode 10 was the beginning of season 10's peak, in my opinion. Episode 10 with Judith shooting Beta, the massacre scene straight out of a horror movie. I thought that was beautiful. I thought season 10, episode 10 was without a doubt one of the greatest episodes I've seen in recent years, not of all time. I think if I was to edit my top 10 list now, episode 10 would be on it, but at the same time I think the later episodes would overtake it. Episode 11 I thought was good. I thought it was very, very good. Not as good as episode 10, but I thought episode 11 was very good. Episode 12 was fantastic. Death of Alpha. I thought that episode was brilliant. Episode 12. Episode 13 is so far my favourite episode of the season, Michonne's final episode. I've already spoke a lot about that, so I'm not really going to talk about that too much. Episode 14 I disliked. Personally, I love Daryl and Negan, but the other stuff I thought was boring. I thought the end of Carol and Alpha's feud was very disappointing. Just basically more hallucinations, which we've had all season, so I got very bored of it. I mean, I did like the references to the look at the flowers, Lizzie, Mika, Ed, Sophia, Henry. I really did like the callbacks, but that was it. really. Episode 15 I thought was decent. I thought it was massive improvement. I would probably say it was on par with episode 11, episode 15. I thought, you know, for me at the moment, my top 3 episodes of season 10 would probably go 13, 12, 10. That's like my top 3 episodes of season 10. Yeah, I would say that my top 3 favorite episodes of the new Walking Dead time frame, like from episode 6 of season 9 up to season 10 episode 15. That's my favorite new episode, if that makes sense. So yeah, in the last 2 years, it's my favorite one, definitely. But yeah, I've been going for 34 minutes. I think I'm gonna start wrapping things up soon. Say go for about 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna call it a night because it's nearly 10:15 now. So yeah, 5 more minutes, and I'll call it a night. I do apologise for the lack of Let's Plays. I think I'm going to do a video talking to you guys about me. I do that all the time. I mean, like, me personally, not games, not TV shows, but just life. Because I think it's very important that I start opening up. When I open up to my channel, I'm opening up to myself. And if you're honest with yourself, that's when you can start helping yourself, in my eyes. I have spoken to a lot of family members and stuff, but like, I think it's time that I talk to myself on camera, if that makes sense. That's not my car, so I don't really care. Yeah. But, you know, I will go to... I'm just going straight to Penthouse. I did the daily spin. I'm not gonna... Yeah, I did it last night. Yeah. You know, like, with Walking Dead, like, it is still, I'm not that excited for season 11 at the moment. I mean, once we get once they start filming, that's when I'll start to feel excited. I don't feel excited because, like, the sad thing is, this year's the 10-year anniversary of The Walking Dead. Oh, wow, that was a very good shot. This year is the 10-year anniversary of The Walking Dead, and we will not be getting season 11 to commemorate that, which is very disappointing. But at the same time, with the situation the whole world is in, it's necessary that we don't get it. It's necessary that we protect everyone at all costs. And if that means we don't get season 11, so be it. You know, we've had to give up. I think the whole world has given up something. You know, we've had to sacrifice, we've had to compromise, just to ensure the security of the people, which is everything that matters. So, you know what? I'm okay with it. I am okay with not getting I am okay with it.
How can I be of service? Can't handle the heat, my friend? Okay, leave it with creepy Uncle Lester.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that's a video. I think that's actually that's going to be my next video. Just kind of talking to you guys about how I felt. I don't think I'll even keep it public. I don't think I will. I think I'll just... keep it private for now, but just to, I don't know, I don't want to do it, but at the same time, it's time that, you know, start thinking about making sure that we're okay. Like, yeah. I think on that very soppy note, I'm gonna start wrapping things up now. This has been Tom. Ooh, what's this? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, this has been Tom. I hope you guys are safe, and you know, nobody's obviously coming to. I just wanted to do this live because I can't be bothered recording. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon, and peace out, guys. Bye.